Look at the size of that thing! I mean, I knew it was there, but like, that's bad. That shows up on the camera. Just keep my face like this for the whole video.
Here we go. He's scanning.
Hey, what's up? I'm Spikey Wikey. You might not know me. It's because I haven't been around for a little while, I guess. You guys haven't seen me for a year and a half, even. It's been a while. For those of you who don't know who I am, I started Cider Party. I'm Cider Party's founder. I started Cider Party September 2014, which was like 2.5 years ago. It's kind of been a while. And I ended Cider Party in September 2015, which was about 1.5 years ago. So that's how long it's been since I was here. And the reason I'm back is I've got a kind of an important message for everyone, and I'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's just talk a little bit more about Cider Party and my history with it. So I joined the fandom back in 2012, mid 2012. That summer, I got into the fandom. And you know how I got into the pony fandom? It was specifically because of the music. I love the music. My friend showed it to me on Xbox. He was like, check out this 20% Cooler song. And it was great. I got into pony music just in the course of like one night. Because I was already super into like dubstep and drum and bass. And then I found out it was like pony versions of stuff. I was like, that's crazy. And it's actually good. Like I was listening to like Ken Ashcorp and you know, Living Tombstone and Wooden Toaster and all the classics, you know. And I just binged listened to them all. It was crazy. Then I watched the show, and obviously, you know, from there. I've always just been so passionate about pony music specifically. If there was one thing about the fandom I love more than anything else, it's the music, even more than the show. But in 2014, I decided to do something about it because in 2014, especially later that year, there was a serious problem with the fandom, and that is that everyone thought the fandom was dying. And this, we kind of go through. If you've been in the fandom a while, you know that we kind of have this everything's going away, we're all dying thing. That kind of happens just on a regular basis. It's not really a big deal. But this wasn't like just, you know, the fandom's dying, Twilight has wings now. This was like the music scene is dead now because the Living Tombstone isn't making pony music anymore. Wooden Toaster's gone. Mike the Microphone's gone. Everyone's gone that was here when we started. The fandom's music scene must be dead. And I was like, no, it's not. You're wrong. And I'm going to show you why you're wrong. And so I made Cider Party, because I really wanted, I felt like a promotion channel was the #1 thing that the fandom needed. And there have been promotion channels in the past, but they weren't really needed at the time, because between Equestria Daily and just the fandom kind of, like, the fandom musicians kind of already being established, there wasn't really a huge need for it. People got what they wanted, even just solely out of Tombstone. But you know, once they were gone, people kind of weren't like out there looking for new musicians or anything. They were just kind of dissatisfied that the ones they knew were gone. So I really wanted to do something about that. And at the time, there were no promotion channels. All the promotion channels that had been started in the Brony fandom were gone. And I don't even know. You know, just projects die off. People move on to other things. You know how it is. And I saw the need and I filled the need. And so Cider Party was born. And you know, the Cider Party's threshold at the time. I care a lot about quality, because I mean, sure, anyone could just put up every pony song, who cares, but I really did want like a threshold for quality, which was something that promotion channels hadn't been doing to the extent that I wanted to do it, because I've been in the fandom long enough and I knew that that I could afford to have a high bar for quality, because there are very talented musicians in this fandom, and they just weren't getting the attention. Right, so Cider Party started out with that in mind. Really, the only qualification was pony and quality, and you put those two things together and you're good to go. And electronic, obviously. I mean, aside from that, there were no limitations. So anybody could have been on Cider Party, and it was fun. It was great. It was cool. It was awesome. But after a while, it got a little tiring. And by the next September, after about a year, I'd come to the realization I was already seeing the signs as to what Cider Party was going to look like a year from then, and even a year from then, and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to handle the channel when it got that popular. Because the Brony community is very community centered, you know? Like, everything's about each other. And Cider Party, I couldn't just like anonymously, passively run this channel. Cider Party, I knew was going to become a community engagement kind of outlet. Like, I was going to need to take steps further than just putting up cool music. And I kind of just didn't want to do that. I don't know like a fear of dedication. I don't really know what it was, responsibility, but that was out of my interest. So I dropped the project, and I didn't have any plans on reviving the channel under any other names or anyone. But then my good friend Hacked convinced me. He says, and I mean, I've known Hacked for a while, and I knew that he had the same passion, drive for pony music as I do, for the fandom as I do, right? He loves the fandom, he loves pony music, and he wanted to see, he loved Cider Party, and he wanted to see it keep going. And I mean, of course, a lot of people did, but I couldn't just trust anyone to run the channel, especially because even I could just barely run the channel as one person. It's a lot of work, and I knew it was going to need to be like a team effort. So Hacked, with the help of some other talented people in the fandom who put together the Horse Music Herald, they were able to manage Cider Party, but Hacked especially, right? He's been the one uploading the videos and editing the videos, and mostly the one finding the art, and he's the ultimate say on kind of which songs get featured on the channel, even though there's a lot of people that kind of help decide that together. But it's been a lot more community driven, but ultimately Hacked has still been the one running the channel, and he's been doing an awesome job. And when I started, I knew he was going to do a great job. Maybe not, you know, the same job as I was doing, but still a good job. He was going to keep the channel going and running, and he was going to bring that. He was going to be able to manage that community aspect of the channel that I wasn't sure I'd be able to do. And he's been doing that. He's been doing a great job building the community. He's such a community-driven guy. But that's why this is going to come as a shock to a lot of you guys, and especially to Hacked. But Cider Party, I'm announcing another hiatus. I haven't talked to anyone about this. I just had this. I decided this like an hour ago, and I can do this because it's my channel still. I'm putting Cider Party on a hiatus, a month-long hiatus. Okay, sometime March, maybe April. My computer just blue screened. Don't. Are you serious? Anyways, listen, guys. Things go on behind the scenes, okay? And that's the fun part of Cider Party that you don't realize. Running a channel or a big kind of thing like this, there's behind the scenes, and they're no fun. No one likes to do that, but you gotta do it, you know? And it's more than just like, you know, community relations and stuff. What do you call that? PR or something? Anyways, there's just been a lot of talk about music in the fandom. I don't want to talk about it too much, but I want everyone at Cider Party to just adjust a little bit, just to change the way the channel's being run. I just want everyone to just change it up just a little bit. So when Cider Party comes back, it should still be essentially the same thing. Great pony music on a frequent basis, cool art, cool musicians, cool people, cool time. See, practically the same thing. But like I said, when I started Cider Party, the only requirements were pony, electronic, and good. That was it. That was pretty much it. And at the time, I was kind of like, you know, maybe I don't need to put like Eurobeat Brony on the channel or like Silverhound, because kind of everyone knows them already. They don't really need the promotion. You know, I didn't really see the point in that. But I mean, you know, and even now that's kind of changed because Cider Party's again like almost 6,000 subscribers. You guys are crazy. I knew kind of like people would like the idea, but that's pretty cool. 6,000 people, especially because like how long's the fandom been around now? Typically fandoms kind of die off by now, but I mean bronies are still going at it. So yeah, shout outs to you guys. But yeah, ultimately just decided it's time for a break. Don't be alarmed. Don't worry. We're coming back. Like I said, a month tops. You know, a month and a half maybe. We're just going to talk about some things behind the scenes and make sure that Cider Party can be the best possible experience for everybody. So don't unsubscribe, don't be alarmed by inactivity, and if you still need pony music, the great thing about it is now there's tons of places that you can go for pony music. Back when Cider Party started, it was kind of like Cider Party, despite how small it was still kind of like the only thing that was kind of, the only place that was kind of doing that kind of thing and sharing that kind of music. Now there's tons of cool places. I mean, Equestria Daily is under new management now, so the music promotion there is great. And then, of course, there's the Horse Music Herald. If you haven't checked them out, constantly pony music, electronic or otherwise, just being shared from all sorts of sources. It's all tagged by genre and stuff. You can browse, and it's great. Go check out Horse Music Herald. And even beyond that now, Cider Party isn't even the only promotion channel anymore. I would personally recommend, because I just found out about this channel like the other day, I would personally recommend A State of Sugar. I'm going to put them in the channel description because they're sharing pony music too, and it's different than what we're sharing too. So different artists, different music, and it's still all good electronic pony music. Bronies, go happy fun time. Go check it out, State of Sugar. But I mean, you know, again, don't be alarmed. We'll be back. We'll be back. We just need some time to recuperate. And we'll be back, and we'll have fun. Because Cider Party, I really don't want Cider Party to go away this time. Cider Party's been going so strong, and it's been all thanks to you guys. All this giant, again, it's a community thing, and the community's just been growing and growing and growing and growing and growing, and I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it stop. I don't think anyone wants to see it stop. It's great. Pony music is now at an extremely high point. It hasn't been this high in years. So I know that Cider Party's had a big influence in that, and I want to continue to see Cider Party having an influence in that, but in the most positive way we can. So we'll be back. Thank you all so much for the support, for subscribing, for following on Twitter. And I guess that's it.
That's it?